Hello everyone, today we are going to continue with the tutorials of Qual2K. In today's tutorial we are going to learn about the third and fourth sheet in Qual2K. The third sheet is the headwater and the fourth sheet is the downstream. As I mentioned in the previous tutorial that this is a single river called Fox River located in UK, and we will start now from the first input, which is in row number 6. So this is the number of headwaters. You can see here we insert 1. So let me explain something before we start to key in other parameters and values. So what I mean by a single river, that means single river without any tributaries. So let's say this is the river on the main stem. So let's give it a name, main stem, and this location is the upstream, and here is the downstream. So the headwater is located at the upstream location at this point here. So let's give it a name also. This is headwater. So in case we have only one single river like this without any tributaries, so we will have only one headwater. That's why we insert here a value of 1. So in case we have a river with tributaries, for example, this is the main stem. So let's give it a name. This is the main stem. And we have, let's say, we have two tributaries. This is the tributary number 1, and this is the tributary number 2. So let's give them names. So this is tributary number 1, and this is the tributary number 2. So in this case, we will have 3 headwaters located at the upstream of each stream. So here we will have headwater number 1 for the main stem. Then we will have headwater number 2 for the first tributary, and finally we will have headwater number 3 for the second tributary. So for example, let's see if we are going to simulate this case, then we will key in here 3. So that means we will have, or we are having 3 headwaters. So for now and for today's tutorial, I'll just keep it 1 because we are going to simulate a single river with without any tributaries, and we have only one headwater. So now let's move to row number 8, which containing the rich number here. So you can see that we insert the rich number is equal 1. So what is the meaning of rich or segments? Let's go to the manual and check that. So you can see here that before conducting any numerical simulation or numerical modeling for the river water quality using Qual2K, we need to divide our river into segments or range. So you can see here that here, let's say this is our main stem, and we have 8 ranges. So this is range number 1, which containing the head water boundary, and we have at the end of the river the downstream boundary. So by default, when we conduct any water quality modeling using Qual2K, the mean stem headwater for range number 1 it's supposed to be 1 usually or always. Then let's move to the flow rate, and here we can see that we insert the flow rate in meter cube per second, and it was equal to 2.633 for Fox River. And here we have the elevation of the first ridge, which was equal to 2.740. Let's move to to these 3 options that we're writing curve and running for. If we can go to the manual, we can find out that those 3 options can be used to solve the hydraulic characteristic, as you can see in section 3.2 in the manual. So it's mentioned here that the depth and velocity are calculated in one of three ways. We have Weir equation, rating curves, and finally Manning equation. So the program decides among these equations in the following manner. If the weir height and width are entered, the weir option is implemented. If the weir height and width are 0 and rating curve coefficients are entered, the rating curve option is implemented. If neither of the previous conditions is met, Qual2K use the Manning equation. So here in this example, you can see that we inserted or key in the values of the coefficients value of the rating curve for both velocity and depth. To find more about these coefficients and how to calculate it, you can refer back to the manual and you can see the equations and description in that. So this is the rating curve and we have this the first equation for the velocity, and here we have the second equation for the water depth, and you can see here the coefficients a and b and alpha and beta. Okay, so after you choose the equation that we will use to solve the hydraulic parameters, whether you choose the Weir equation or rating curve or Manning formula, after that we will move to the prescribed dispersion. So this is in meter per second, and you can refer to the manual for, in this case. So you can see here, this is the longitudinal dispersion, and if the user, you can mention here, if the user does not enter values, a formula is employed to internally computed dispersion based on this equation. So if you have this value, you can insert it. If you don't have it, Qual2K will solve it by itself. Okay, so now let's move to the water quality parameters. We have here around 20 water quality parameters for the headwater or for the first bridge. So you can see here we need to insert the water quality for each and every single hour for 24 hours. So let's have a look in the temperature. The unit is degrees Celsius and the reading started by 12 a.m. and we got 26.89 and it ends by 11 p.m. With a value of 28.19. So if you have these values for each and every water quality parameter here, you can just insert it for each and every hours. And sometimes we cannot find all the readings for each and every single hours. So to make some simplicity or to apply the simplicity, we can just put the average readings of 1 hour and extend it for the whole day. So for example now, if I have only these readings for the first stretch, I take it at any hour in the day. So I just can insert it and extend it for the whole day. This is sure it's not 100% accurate, and but this is just like in case you don't have the readings of the water quality parameter at the first stretch for the 24 hours. This is all that you need to know about in headwater. So in case, let's see if we have more than one headwater. For example, if we have two headwaters. If we have two headwaters, we need to insert the headwater number 2 for the tributary number 1 here. So first of all, we need to insert the rate number, and we will follow the same steps to insert the flow rate in meter cube per second. We need to insert also the elevation. Then after that, we need to choose one of these equations to solve the flow characteristics or hydraulic characteristic, which is for velocity and flow depth. Then after that, we need to insert or key in the flow parameters for the headwater number 2 for the first tributary. So in case we have three headwaters. That means one main stem and two tributaries. So we need to insert first the main stem headwater flow rate, elevation, and so on. Then we will move to the next headwater number 2 for the tributary number 1, and after that we move for the headwater number 3 for tributary number 2. So I think this is the only thing that we need to know in this sheet, headwater. So I'll just put this one because we are simulating one single river without any tributaries. So I'll move to the downstream boundary condition. In this sheet, we can see it's empty. Here, in fact, we need to insert the values in the downstream sheet in one case only. This case happened when the downstream has an effect on the water quality parameters on the river. In case the downstream has no effect on the water quality inside the river, so we just choose no here from the top down menu, just choose no, and we don't need to insert anything in the downstream as in this example. So in case you have some pollutant, or if the downstream of your river has an effect on the water quality of the whole river or the part of the river, so you just need to go to the down menu, select yes, and then you need to insert the water quality parameters, same like as in the headwater, for each and every single hour for 1 day, started from 12 a.m. and end by 11 p.m. So here in this case, I'm just going to select no, because in this river, Fox River, the downstream has no effect on the water quality parameters of the river at the upstream location.